Um, First of all, I'd like to congratulate the University of Tennessee and Coach Tony Vitello for their qualifying for the College World Series and winning the Super Regional. They have an outstanding ball club and clearly deserve the opportunity that they are going to have, and I wish them well. Uh, it just wasn't our day today. Obviously, we felt good going into the game. Landon, kid's got so much courage and so much guts. What he did last weekend was unbelievable. But I could tell, pretty quickly that he just didn't have his normal stuff. He looked like he was out of gas right from the very beginning, and we didn't make the first play of the game for him, which put him into the stretch right away. And I thought he threw a good pitch to Rucker, and Rucker went down and got the slider and hit it out of the ballpark. So obviously he didn't have the kind of bite to it that he normally does, and his velocity was really down, and just shows you what kind of competitor he is. He just gritted his teeth and battled his way through 3 innings, but I just could not, in good conscience, let him continue, because he was really laboring out there to just get through the first 3 innings and everything that kid has meant to our program and all he's given. And I know he's got a future ahead of him. I just couldn't, keep running him out there. So, we just thought we'd just start piecing it together. And then unfortunately, Garrett Edwards came in, and the first batter he faced, he threw a slider and just felt something pull in his arm. He's had some issues with a muscle pull, for a while. We thought it was healed, but it flared up on one pitch that he threw. And then the next bat, I think he gave up a base hit to that batter, and the next batter hit a home run off of him. And then he walked the next batter. And when we went out to the mound, he was being honest with Coach Dunn. And so we had to take him out of the game. And, things just kind of unraveled there. And then we just decided to go with AJ, and AJ held him down there for a couple of innings, but man, it's hard to hold them down in this ballpark for very long. The ball just jumps out of here. I'm not sure how many home runs they hit, but I think it was 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken. So, credit to them. They hit the ball better than we did today, and really pretty much did everything better than we did, and they deserved to win. So, um, our season is over, and it's disappointing for our kids, but I'm really proud of our players. A lot of people didn't expect us to get here, and we battled our way through the regional last year with our backs against, I mean, last weekend, and with our backs against the wall. And we had a tough ball game last night, and one bad inning, and then today we just didn't do what we needed to do. So we're going to put the bats away and call it a year. In my case, call it a career.
Coach, thank you. We'll jump into questions beginning with David Folse and then Glenn West.
Coach, David from Rivals.com. I know it's very early, but I'd love to know your opinion on where do you feel you're leaving the program as opposed to when you took over the program?
I'm pretty proud of I kind of addressed it, David, at our press conference, and when I announced my retirement. So I don't want to get into it too deeply, but I feel very proud of what we're leaving to the next coach. We got some really good young players, and obviously we were able to win a regional, and there's some good young talent on this team, and there's also some areas that need to be improved. There's no question about that. That's why I wanted to announce my retirement when I did, so that Scott and Stephanie and Dan could start their search quickly enough that they could get somebody on board and get into filling some holes that maybe we didn't with our incoming recruiting class. Maybe go into the transfer portal if necessary, and you know just make the team as strong as they possibly can for next year. But I think there's a really strong foundation, and I think we're leaving the program in very good shape. That's my opinion, and I'm not going to get into what it was like when I got here. I know that we it took us 3 years to win the national championship, and I'm pretty proud of that. We went to Omaha in our second year with our '08 team. It was a phenomenal group of kids, and our '09 team finished the job and won the national championship. So, the foundation of that was set with my first team in '07. So, I feel very good about where the program is, and it's been 15 wonderful years. I've loved every second of it. Cherish it forever.
Yeah, hey coach, you've always been great at putting things into perspective for us. I mean, for the team to start 1-8 in SEC play, lose a guy like Jaden Hill, who was so important to you guys. Just speak to how you'll remember this team and just kind of what you were able to accomplish. Obviously, you came up short here in the end, but just speak to the, I guess, character of this team in particular.
Well, even today we were down 11-2 and never gave up. We just kept battling, and AJ came in and did a great job for us for a couple innings there, and we had some real quality at bats. And the Tidwell kid has a good arm. He's going to be an outstanding pitcher in this league for a couple more years. And somehow we got 6 runs off of him. I don't think he's probably given up 6 runs very frequently this year. He's outstanding. So our kids battled like crazy, and we got counted out a lot of times during the course of this year. And our guys never gave up. They're a resilient bunch, and I love them to death. I'll always remember them. They're my last team.
Go next to Ron Higgins and Andrew Doak.
Yeah, Paul, what advice would you, I guess, leave the next coach who takes this program over, as far as something that you didn't expect when you took over, that you had to learn, that you feel like you would like the next coach to give a heads up about what it is to coach at LSU, how to coach it?
Oh, that's a tough question to answer right now, Ron. It's kind of, still feeling the bitterness of the season come to an end right now. I hadn't really thought too much about that. I just think that, the new coach has to know that there's a lot expected of you here without question. It's an awesome fan base. There's a lot of people that care about LSU baseball. You have a lot of resources. You have a great administration. But you have to be confident in yourself, and you can't listen to the criticism too much and let it change you. You have to be confident in yourself and stick by what you believe. You got to do it your way. And I've tried to do that without being arrogant with people. I mean, I care about people, and I've tried to, show people how important they are to me and to our team and to our program. And people are passionate about LSU baseball, and don't confuse their passion with, I don't know what the word is, the criticism sometimes can hurt, but it's just because people are passionate about the program, and you can't take it personal, if you know what I mean. And I think I would give the new coach that advice. Just be confident and go do your thing. And, I'm going to still be in Baton Rouge, hopefully for the rest of my life, and hopefully that'll be a long time. Karen and I built a house down in St. Gabriel, and I'm certainly not going to overstep my boundaries. But I'll be around to help and give advice in whatever way they ask of me, and just like Skip has done for me. So I want nothing but great things for this program going forward.
Hey, Paul, Andrew Doak from CBS in New Orleans. I know you might not know, but during the 9th inning, they just had a camera shot on you, and I know you were probably feeling a lot of emotions as those final few outs were going. I mean, would you share with us what was racing through your mind during that time?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about my dad. thinking about my father, talking to him. Thinking about my son. Up in South Bend, I was thinking about my wife and my children down here that were with me through all this. And hey, listen, I don't want people to be sad for me. I've been the luckiest guy in the world. 39 years of heaven, really. Got to live out a childhood dream. Got to do what I wanted to do with my life. Who could ask for more? Nobody should. No, these are not tears of being upset. These are tears of happiness and gratefulness. I got to do what I wanted to do. And my dad got to live a long life and got to share it with me for most of the time. But I miss him, and I miss talking to him, and love my family, and I'm glad that they've shared it with me. But I also think that we're looking forward to our next phase of our life. You know, I'm excited about what the future holds for us, and looking forward to watching my son be a dentist and spending time with my grandchildren and living some life, you know, doing things that we never got to do, especially during the spring. So, but during the ninth inning, really, mostly I was just thinking about my dad.
We'll conclude with Troy Provo-Heron and Wilson Alexander.
Hey, Paul, first off, congratulations on a fantastic career. As somebody who's coached at a perennial power for so long, I was just wondering if I could get your insights on what Tony has done to build Tennessee over the last 4 years and what you think Tennessee is capable of in Omaha.
You know, I tell you, their pitching is really good, and I think that's what a lot of people don't give them enough credit for. To pitch, you know, to pitch in this ballpark is not easy. How many home runs were hit today in this game? Like 10 or so, 10 home runs. At one point, I think there was 17 hits and 10 of them were home runs. So their pitching's really good, and in that ballpark in Omaha, I think anybody that pitches the ball well, you're not going to hit 10 home runs in a game. There might not be 10 home runs hit in the entire tournament up there. So if you throw the ball over the plate and you got good stuff, you got a chance to win up there. And, you know, Tony's done a terrific job here, and you know, they've had history in the program here when Chris Burke played and Todd Helton, and you know, even years before that. So you know, it's always been kind of a sleeping giant, and he's brought it back to life, and you know, good for them. Like I said, I congratulate them on what they've done.
Go ahead, Wilson.
Okay. Paul, you'd said a minute ago how you'll still be in Baton Rouge. You'll still be involved as much as you think is necessary. In the coming days and weeks here, what's that sort of going to look like for you? Are you going to help the players transition in any way, or are you going to just sort of step out of everything?
No, I have some things that I'll need to, you know, do to help the new coach in the transition. And we have summer camp. We got to make sure we're good and organized with that. With Eddie Smith moving on to his new job, you know, we'll have to get that taken care of. You know, you said, you know, I don't know how you phrased that initially, but it's not what I think I need to do, but what the new coach asked me to do. I'm not going to in any way overstep my boundaries. I'll be there when he asks, you know, for any advice or has any questions, but I'll make myself available to him, but I will never overstep my boundaries. That's for sure. But I don't know, to be honest with you, Wilson. I'm not of clear thought right now about what the next step is. I'll have a night to think about it. And first I got to say goodbye to these kids, and then we'll see what the list is of what we got to do to wrap things up for this year and get everything prepared for the transition to the new coach.
Coach, thank you. And on behalf of the University of Tennessee, thank you for everything you've done to continue to elevate the profile of SEC baseball.
Thank you. It's very kind of you. Thank you.